Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk once again about what I take throughout the day for supplementation, how I'm able to be so productive, all that good stuff. So, haven't shot in a video like this in a really long time, and somebody suggested in the community. I'm not sure if I'll make this public yet. Obviously, if you're seeing it on the YouTube channel regularly, then it means I uploaded it, but if not, then it means it's exclusively just for them. But yeah, it's time we sat down and went through all of this madness that you see in front of you. So, yeah, a lot to unpack here. My general game plan throughout the day and what I do hasn't really changed. I wake up, when I'm in America, I wake up 5 a.m. When I'm back home in Indonesia, for some reason, I wake up 3:30 almost every fucking day. So here I wake up 5, there I wake up 3:30, going to bed somewhere between 8:30 and 9:30, usually every single night. And that's it, and that's like, I get up and the goal is to immediately start moving, roll around the floor, kind of start doing like some half-ass stretching and really just kind of like moving around, or get on the treadmill and start sprinting for a couple minutes. And the whole reason why is because like all that grogginess, all that like, I don't want to wake up, and the almost hours that we spend trying to wake up in the morning, all the caffeine and coffee and pounding stimulants, you can really shake that off pretty quick. You just have to start moving. So, especially when you have like feelings of being hungover, from physically being hungover, or maybe you went too hard on sugar, ate sugar too late before you went to bed. Those can all be feelings that you wake up with the next day, is like that, that kind of sugar hangover, right? And so, yeah, it's not that hard to get rid of that. I mean, you just got to be willing to do stuff like that. Realistically, who the fuck wants to wake up at 5 a.m. and get on a treadmill, you know, just kind of softly stretch around, make sure your joints are opened up, and start running? Nobody wants to do that, right? But again, it's about being uncommon in a very common world. And that's the stuff that gives you that little uptick. And all of this stuff collectively really just gives you a little bit of an uptick. Oops, let's get rid of that. It just gives you a little bit of an uptick. And yeah, that over time, Kaizen theory, that over time leads to a different result than what most people are getting. So where do we start? Let's take another look. Okay, let's take another look here. Let's stick with this angle. So this is the bulk of it. This is Web Nutrients, a custom blend that I've constantly dialing in with them based on the forms that you can fill out on their site. Web Nutrients is the brand. I've talked about them over and over and over again since I started this channel in 2017. And I'm constantly trying to dial in the formula, especially with caffeine. I have a huge sensitivity to caffeine, so I'm not looking to get loaded up on caffeine and then run at the wall and hope that, you know, I can make it. Not looking for that at all. I'm looking for long-term sustainable energy. So this mostly has no caffeine in it, very little actually. And these are the powders that I don't really like as much as I like the pills, actually. And I cycle back and forth. And one thing, there'll be a common theme here across all of this, is that there is a law of diminishing returns. And that means if I take shit for long enough, the result is going to start to suck, and then it might actually do nothing. So constantly need to be stopping this, doing these, stopping all of this, doing nothing, for at least a day, a couple days to reset. If you're addicted to caffeine and you're drinking energy drinks like crazy, you need to be taking days off to reset your adrenal, reset your central nervous system, and get that, sensitivity back. Okay. So let's start with we covered this now. Web Nutrients. So this is an all-over blend. So they are a nootropic company. But understand, it's not like they're just dumping a bunch of nootropics in here and then that's it. There's like men's formula stuff in here. And so this is like an all-around, and it's like an all-around vitamin profile, and it also has nootropics in it, custom blended for me. Okay, so, and I take this every day. I've been on this now consistently for the last year. And you don't really have to stop taking this if you do some of the other things I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. But we're going to take a little jump back to regular stuff and then come back to the nootropics talk. So every single day I take this. I actually stopped taking this forever, and I was taking cheap branched chain aminos. And branched chain aminos, you got to understand something. They don't really do shit. Okay, your $20, $30 branched chain aminos, pre-workout, post-workout, that stuff is designed to do fuck all. It is designed with fillers and it is designed to do nothing. That's the point. A product like this is completely different. Look at this, optimized for maximum utilization. Proprietary blend of 8 essential amino acids, which are building blocks of the body's protein. This stuff specifically is insane. It's like taking a protein shake because of the amount of the profile itself and the amount in it is, this is just like taking a protein shake. And the absorption, you can tell a huge difference. You could literally test this. In fact, I challenge you, because there's a 100% guarantee with this product. I challenge you to get this and take it side by side with any other branched chain amino product and take it, obviously not like side by side literally, but one day take this, the next day take this one. And you'll notice that immediately the body's ability to be able to recover, the DOMs that you've got, all are cut down significantly. I'm talking by at least a magnitude of 50%. It could be higher than that, okay? So the amount of muscle soreness you get is insanely diminished with this. Keep in mind, this product is also way more expensive. That is the most expensive amino acid on the market that I know of, okay? So I just recently started taking that within the last month, and I slapped myself in the face because I was like, Jay, what are you doing? I used to take this years ago, lost track of it, forgot about it. You know, obviously traveling back and forth to Asia, it's so hard to get some of this shit. I just settled and got into a comfortable groove of taking crappy product once again for no reason. Now, this and only this, and I don't give a fuck about anything else. Make sense? Okay, this hasn't changed, guys. I've been taking this now, I always mess up the timeline, but I gotta say 6 years, maybe? I don't know, I've been taking this so long, I don't even know how long it's been. And that's crazy because to be able to take a product consistently 2 times a day, every single fucking day, for years and years and years on end, this does not have a diminishing return. Okay, this, let me stand in my own light, there we go. This is a superfood, greens formula, superfood formula, whatever you wanna call it, and energy. So it has yerba mate or yerba mate, and it has green tea in it. Bang, let's bring up the ingredients. There we go. It's got that energy blend in it, and that's the difference between that one and other flavors that they've got. The lemon lime is disgusting. You're never gonna get a good tasting flavor in this, I'll just tell you that now. And so I take this twice a day. So that's the main staple. And I take this in the morning when I wake up. This is how I wake up, right here. 1 scoop, 1 scoop. Okay? Then I take this in the afternoon, somewhere between 2 and 4 o'clock. When I'm starting to get the afternoon sleepies, I once again take 1 scoop, 1 scoop. The max, it says to take this, and I understand why, is 2 scoops a day. Also, you don't want to be taking this around a period of time where you're taking in a high amount of protein or fat either, because it will interact with this and kind of diminish that product and what it's trying to do. Oh, stretch my neck. Okay, so far, I take this twice a day. In the morning, in the afternoon. This, if it's a day to take powder, I will not use a full one of these in one day. I will use a quarter to a half in one day. And I will spread that out in each one of these. So I take this with this. Make sense? Okay, let's quickly cover pre-workouts, and then we're going back into nootropics. Pre-workouts, I cycle between 2 things. And I'm constantly being asked if I'm on steroids. I am not on steroids, okay? I go through 1 package of this, which I don't know how long this lasts. It lasts quite a while because I only take a teaspoon a day, maybe 2 teaspoons a day. So I think it lasts about a month. This is a herb formula. Look at this. It's got pine pollen. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's black. It looks like black tar, and it's referenced as black tar is its nickname. Black ant powder and Hishu Wu. Basically just a crazy formula to, what's the best way to describe it? Raises testosterone because pine pollen, opens up the energy grid in the body, just makes you feel strong, makes you feel strong in your bones. It's a very hard thing to describe, and it's very hard to see what this is doing, especially your first time taking it. The time you'll notice this and how effective it is when you stop taking it. And so the first time you take this, go through the whole bag, and then once you're done, take like a week off, and then you'll notice, okay, that's what it was. It's much more difficult to quantify herbs and what they do for you. It just is, okay? And so I'm huge into herbs. I love this brand, this Lost Empire Herbs. They've got a ton of products on their site. They've got stuff in case you're struggling with sex drive. They've got stuff specifically designed for that, for men and women. It's all natural stuff. It's herbs that have been studied and used for thousands and thousands of years. You can't go wrong with shit like this. And this compared to like bullshit like this, it's like you can't even compare them. This is the other thing I cycle. So I get this every once in a while. Like for example, we are just locked up for 2 months. So why did I get a pre-workout? It makes total sense is because I wanted, this is a stimulant free, it says right at the top. I wanted a nitric oxide product so that I could feel my muscles again. I could get super in depth, super in tune with the, there it is right there, the NO, okay? And so I want to, instead of just going to the gym and hoping like, oh yeah, my brain's gonna remember to, you know, send blood to my back as I'm training back or arms as I'm training arms. No, why don't we just assist it and give it a little help? And that's what something like this does. It's lower on the food dye, it seems to be. I don't really react with it that much because I'm super sensitive to food dyes and artificial flavoring as well. So I have to be careful. Like all this stuff is very low on that. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to take it consistently. I've taken this consistently over the last couple years. This has been at least 4 years plus, 6 years. And I'm just now taking that for 30 days. But I used to take that back in 2015 and 2016. And that's how long it's been. I lost that for almost 4 years. I forgot about that. Ignorant at best. Okay, so cycle between these two for pre-workouts, and this is really just to get a muscle feeling and to get that pump back and to like, okay, here we go again. So if you ever take a break or take time off, that's a great product for that. Or if you're having trouble or hitting a stagnant point in your workouts again, something like that might do the trick. And then this is your staple. Okay, back into nootropics. I've got all kinds of other shit sitting here, you notice, right? And I made a comment earlier, which was law of diminishing returns. Well, okay, what are we going for with mental stimulation? We're going for dopamine release. We're going for drive, which dopamine release deals with drive. Serotonin deals with happiness. Those are the cheapest ways to describe those. And so dopamine I want and I need sometimes because I want drive, I want focus, I want determination, I want grit. And that is the activator for that. And then I go do physical exercise every single day, which then further supports that, and it reinforces that, so that deep down I'm thinking, yeah, right? I'm getting after it, and I can keep doing this. And so this is just this. There's no magic pill, by the way. None of this is magic. Like, oh my God, this is the one thing. And what's so funny about humans is that, you know, you start looking at all this stuff and you're like, oh my God, Jay, that's so much and that's so much money. Just what's the one thing? What's the one pill? There is no get rich quick. There is no lose weight overnight. All of that is just really great marketing. It doesn't exist. The reality is that it's just a bunch of little things done over time that gets you a different result than 99% of people. And it's because so many people are choosing not to play in life and not even enter the game, that's why it's so easy to dominate. And that will always be true. Stuff like this, we have to cycle between all this stuff to get the result we want. It's not just, oh, just take this for the rest of my life and I'm good. I don't know why people want that. It's the most retarded fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't want that. I don't want to just take one thing, because then I'm getting comfortable. And the whole goal here is to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So we constantly have to play lab rat. We have to constantly play a little scientist, okay? You had that when you were a kid, a little experiment set. You loved it, right? I did. And so we got to do the same thing here. So dopamine, look at that, mental drive. I didn't even see it said that on the bottle. And positive mood. This is a little bit weird because almost, I don't know, sometimes I almost like want to cry and shit when I take this. I get so like emotional and so happy. So maybe it's too strong for me. So I don't take that often. It's almost a full bottle. And dopamine I do take often because I mix it with this. And I don't take these two together. I don't mix all this together like on the same day, okay? This is CellTep, CELTIP, right there. The original CellTep formula. There was like some special that I got recently, and it's basically the same exact formula. Let's let that zoom in. Oops. Tap the screen. There we go. Let's try it again. Yeah, there we go. It's basically the same formula. It's an artichoke blend. And you can get the artichoke on its own. I've gotten that too from this same company right over here. And it works really, really good. But this I mix in, and this is pretty solid. Again, I take very small amounts of this. I think the The serving size is 3 capsules. Oh my God, I would die if I took that. I take one of these when I take those. And then this is just caffeine. So instead of pounding energy drinks, why don't I just get caffeine and theanine together, which, let me touch the screen. Caffeine and theanine together perform extremely well. In terms of the theanine cuts down on the jitters. And that's why green tea and yerba mate is so powerful, is because it has L-theanine naturally in it, which eliminates the jitters. So, smart caffeine. Take that instead of energy drinks in the afternoon. Let's focus. Hold on. Whoa. There we go. Okay, now let's move into hard racetams and talk about those. I'm constantly cycling these. This one here I've talked about in the past. I think I've got it on one of my channels. Don't expect me to pronounce this shit right now. But this one is, this one I like a lot. Drive, focus, determination. This T-Creen is like caffeine, and it's like a patented kind of system, okay? So it's like a patented material or product. And T-Creen is really, really good. There's a lot of products that actually use this. More bodybuilding products and pre-workouts are starting to use this. But it's like caffeine. I use this in very small doses. PRL, I'm testing 853 HCl, and then, what is this one, 7.8. Yeah, I'm testing both of these. I like them. This one is supposed to be like modafinil. I think one of these is supposed to be like modafinil, and the other one is just like a hardcore focus agent. Sometimes this stuff can react negatively with you, give you a headache, give you different throbbing points in your head. It's just how it goes. I mean, this is fucking strong stuff. And I take it with a very small amount. I use this little guy, okay? And I'm talking very small amounts. And again, I don't mix, okay? I don't mix all this shit together in one day and just hope for the best. Because a lot of this stuff is doubling up. You've got racetams and hardcore nootropics in this. This is all soft, kind of natural stuff. And then these are racetams back here. So like mixing these two would be a disaster. And again, unfortunately, nobody can really tell you like, oh yeah, dude, here's the stack, man. You take 2 of these and 3 of these and 5 of these. I don't know. Like you got to understand, like with this stuff, I'm just like a kid. And I just start with little amounts, and I take a little bit of this. Is that going to do the trick? And I'm just looking for that magical invitation into flow state. And then as soon as I get it, whether I took some of this bullshit, some of this, because it's all bullshit. It doesn't matter what got me there. As soon as I get there, I just hold that for as long as I possibly can. And then when it's time to go back and refeed, I say, oh, okay, well, I did this one, so let me swap over and do a little bit of this one. So if I'm going to like mix in terms of like in a 24 or 48 hour period, if I had to, it would be like on this side of the table, which is racetams, and then natural softer stuff, which makes total logical sense, right? You wouldn't want to be mixing hardcore shit together. And it's all in the same family, so you're like duplicating. And again, you're going too much on the same side. So I go to that side. And yeah, that's it. I mean, and the productivity you can get out of this stuff with just starting to kind of experiment around with it is absolutely insane. And this is the difference. This is the difference between people who are going to thrive through periods like this, where the rest of the planet is stressing out and losing their mind and allowing the narrative to take them over, and those who are able to find success. Look how many people were successful after 2009. Look how many people were successful after World War II. Look at how many successful people will be successful after what we're dealing with right now. And this does add to that. This is just another little uptick. This is another positive push in the right direction. When we combine this with other things that I've been talking about in the community and other things that you can consistently do for a healthy outlook and a positive mental state, all this added together gets you a lot more closer to success than somebody who's eating McDonald's, pounding energy drinks, hoping that this week's paycheck will be enough to cover the bills. Very, very huge difference between the two. So anyways, I hope that helps. I'm not suggesting you go get this stuff. I'm not endorsing it in any sort of way. You're going to use anything, just like anything else in life, at your own risk. And, experiment with it if you like and see what you get. But that's my stack, and that's what I've been doing. You notice from the last video that I shot probably 2 years ago talking about this, not much has changed.